Hey out there, Matt here with 5280 Armory. We're pretty excited to talk about this brand new Springfield pistol, but it's really not new at all. This is the SA-35, a modernized version of John Browning's P-35 9mm pistol. It's hard to believe that the design on this pistol started 100 years ago. But just like many of John Browning's inventions, they're just timeless, which is why Springfield has taken on the challenge of bringing this masterpiece back to the modern-day marketplace. As a small footnote and a topic for a later discussion, it is true that John Browning died before this pistol was completed. The final refinements of the P-35 as we know it were completed by a talented FN designer named D. Don Seva. So, just how did Springfield modernize this pistol? And please keep in mind, the changes that Springfield has mentioned will be compared to the P-35 itself, as Browning and FN have made many models of this pistol, not to mention countless other manufacturers that have made variations over the past 85 years. You might find some of the features that we'll be mentioning on those pistols. For starters, the frame and the slide are forged, as opposed to the cheaper cast. They're also CNC machined. That gives a level of precision and consistency that not even the best of machinists could have hoped for 8 decades ago. And all the metal parts benefit from the better heat treating processes that are available today. The barrel has been improved, it's cold hammer forged, CNC machined, and the feed ramp has been optimized to be more consistent and reliable with today's modern ammunition. That ammunition is fed by an upgraded magazine that went from 13 rounds to 15. In this day and age, it's almost unimaginable that a magazine-fed weapon wouldn't have at least a slight bevel on a magwell. But believe it or not, most of your early semi-automatics didn't. Maybe they just didn't want to take the time back then. But Springfield did. The next 3 alterations that we'll discuss are some of my favorites. One of the reasons I would sometimes pass on shooting the high power is the hammer bite from the hammer that you would find on some of the older models. Springfield has recontoured this hammer, so yay, no more bleeding while shooting. And who liked that mag disconnect? I know I didn't. If you found yourself in the process of an incomplete tack reload and needed to fire your weapon, you were SOL. And lastly, a safety that's usable without having to readjust your grip. It's big enough to find quickly, and I can hear and feel it engage and disengage. Let's talk about the factory-tuned trigger while we're on range and shooting. It's supposed to be no more than 5.5 pounds, and that would be a huge improvement over this World War II vet bringback that's at about 10 pounds. Let's hit the range. I'm never going to pass on a chance to shoot some of my old vintage guns. I just got done putting a few rounds through this old World War II vet bringback. Got to be careful with these old ones. You never know when you're going to start having trouble or breaking apart. The Lyman gauge said from our early testing about 10 pounds on this trigger, which by today's standards is quite a bit. Let's try the Springfield. The tuning on this trigger says it's going to be closer to 5.5 pounds. This is the old mag. Let's use the Springfield mag here. Let's see what we get on target. Got the target set at about 30 feet away. A little bit more practice, I think I can get that group a little bit tighter, but man, what a difference between the 2 triggers, between this old gun and this new Springfield. On the topic of magazines, this is a perfect opportunity to see how interchangeable they may be. Let's try the mag from the vet bringback, see what happens. All right, very good. This is an older, well, it's not that old, but Browning. Let's try the mag out of this one. Well, won't even lock in, so no go on that one. Hard to say exactly who the manufacturer is on this one, but failed to even lock into the magwell. This is a version from a Argentinian. Let's try that one. All right, we failed to hold open on the last round, but it fed fire and injected fine. This particular one appears to be like a Metgar, maybe, made in Italy. So on mag compatibility, so far so good, pretty good results. Some of you out there are probably wondering what they're talking about with hammer bite. So this is an older style Browning, and it has the older style hammer. And I've only been shooting it for a little bit this morning, and I'm already starting to mark up a little bit. So this topic is important to me. So let's check the difference between the old high power and the new Springfield. Well, for me, I can definitely tell the difference. When it comes to shooting in competitions, I've been shooting a striker-fired weapon for quite some time now, mostly because of the safety. So we had mentioned earlier that this safety has been oversized, and you can hear it and you can feel it. Now I know what they're talking about because this older style high power is not easy to use. So let's try coming in and out of the holster, condition 1, cocked and locked, with this new Springfield. Now that's a safety I can get used to. I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear it. That's workable. The front and rear sights are both drift punch adjustable. They've also designed the rear sight so you can tack rack it. I'm still not getting 5.5 pounds on the Lyman gauge yet, but typically the Lyman gauge does read a little bit high. New triggers tend to be a little bit gritty, no doubt about that, and as I'm shooting it, I can feel this one starting to break in. So I think it's a perfect time to pick up the tempo a little bit and see if we've got a fast trigger here. Oh yeah, definitely getting better. My older high power, I pretty much have to pry the magazines out in between mag changes. So let's see how the Springfield does. Not bad, fell right out. On this next shot, we're going to challenge the pistol a little bit more, shooting at the steel targets. Once you hit them, they kind of move around quite a bit, makes them harder to hit. I've had a ton of fun shooting this pistol. I think some of the guys are beginning to wonder if I'm ever going to get back to work. They're going to be hard to come by for a while, there's no doubt about that. We do plan on having them for rent and for sale down here at the shop, so come on down and take a peek. 5280 Armory, Colorado's gun shop. We'll see you soon. Hey, and don't forget, if you like watching videos about firearms and supporting your Second Amendment, or you're from another country and wish you had a Second Amendment, do us a big favor. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep this channel going. And thanks for watching.